thing I'm going to mention is railways in Scotland. I just passed the turning to go towards Glenfinnan and the Glenfinnan Viaduct and the Glenfinnan Monument, which of course is where Bonnie and Prince Charlie landed back in 1740 something. Now, if you go from Fort William to Mallaig on the Harry Potter train, as most people seem to know it from the movie obviously, it's a steam train, it's a beautiful trip. I was very lucky. One day I was driving up this road and we got into Mallaig and we saw the train at the station, and I thought, I wonder if we could get to go. And I was going up there with one of my friends and went to the station and said, any chance we can get on this? And we were very lucky and they said, yes you can. So we got a couple of first class tickets and we went onto the train and did the however many miles it is, 15-20 miles from Mallaig back to Fort William. Absolutely amazing, going over the Glenfinnan Viaduct, just a beautiful bridge, and the views all the way along that way are just absolutely stunning. If you ever get the chance, I can't recommend that trip enough. It is just magical. And now, just recently I was at the Strathspey and Badenoch Railway. I was doing a disco in a hotel next to where one of the stations was. So I went out and had a look, and when I seen the steam train coming in, I was like, oh right, okay, another one. So I stopped at the railway platform, got out, and had a blather with some of the people that were running it. They were telling me they were going to expand it so it could be bigger. And because I went at Christmas time, it was the Santa train that they'd actually organised, and all the kids were dressed up in Santa Claus outfits, and the parents, the rest of it, and they were going to go meet Santa at one of the other stations further along the track. And I thought, if you've got kids, what an amazing thing to do for your children, to take them on that. So it's another thing you can do in Scotland, particularly at Christmas. I think if I ever had kids, which is very unlikely now, I think that's something would certainly be on my list to take them. Just, I think, an experience that you'll never forget all your life. So maybe anyway, that's a wee bit about that. So now we're going up a little bit, so kind of on the way to Inverness now, but we're going to turn off in, I think, 20 miles or thereabouts, and then head down to Inverary. We're going to pass Anachmore, the ski lift on the right hand side, not too long away, and we're going down what they call the Great Glen in Scotland, which is one of the fault lines. There's two fault lines in Scotland. There's one that goes through the central belt, kind of round about Stirling, and there's one up here. So we don't get earthquakes as such. We get little tremors from time to time, but nothing too major. But another very beautiful place. And we're going to go into Speedbridge, and as I thought, we are going to go through Speedbridge, past the Commandant Monument, and I'm going to take a left and head across towards Inverary. And the Inverary Road is one I can always remember from one winter's trip there a long time ago. I was going down a very, very steep hill, and unbeknown to me there was ice on the road, and then it snowed, and the snow had covered on top of the ice. So I'm very gingerly going down this road, probably not even 5 miles an hour, and all I could feel was suddenly all my wheels losing grip on the snow, and I started to increase speed with the weight of the vehicle going down this really steep hill. So I tried to catch up to the speed I was going, so that the tyres were going the same speed as the snow that was moving down, to try and get grip and then gradually lift off and do the same again. So anyway, I could see in front of me a hairpin bend with a big crash barrier and a serious drop afterwards, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm going to go straight through this barrier and that's it, curtains for me. No way am I going to survive this one. So I'm looking at all the options and I'm like, I just don't know what to do. And I decided the only thing I could do would be to go up the right hand embankment, which was like all rocky and muddy and grassy, and I thought I might get some better grip there and hopefully get bogged down, and that'll stop me from going over this big cliff. So I goes up on the embankment, the van rather, still keeps going down the hill, and I gets to this hairpin corner, and I thought, right, what can I do now? And I thought, right, okay, I'm going to stick as close to the right hand side of the road as I could, and when I get to the corner I'm going to floor it with the accelerator, and I'm going to try and get the back end to slide out and actually go round the corner sideways. And that's exactly what I did. I kept the nose in really, really close and tight to the corner, accelerator, got the back end of the van to slide right around, and I went round this corner sideways for about 270 degrees, and I just clipped the back bumper onto the crash barrier, no more. Not enough to damage it, just I heard it and had a wee scuff mark. And I got to the bottom of that road, and I'm not joking, my heart was going 10 to the dozen. It was just absolutely mental. So another rather close call. One of those things that you get, unfortunately, when you drive, and especially when you drive as often as me. I mean, I do, I don't know, between all the different vans that I drive, I think I probably do, even nowadays, 50, 60,000 miles a year. It's not unusual. I remember when I was younger, I would do 90 to 100,000 miles a year, and I would do London and back 2-3 times a week. So, and I didn't think anything of it. I just drive down one day and then come back up that night. And to me, that was just normality. And yeah, I would speak to some of my friends in Edinburgh, and they would talk about a trip to Fife. Oh, that means going across the Forth Road Bridge. I was like, you don't need a passport. It's just literally 10 miles away. But no, it's all an attitude of mine. Some people don't like to travel, and they want to do everything on their doorstep, and there are other people who are a little bit more adventurous, who enjoy the countryside and driving, and I have to say I fall into the latter camp, always have done. I think the only regret I think I have about my job is sometimes I'll drive past somewhere and I'll go, God, I really wish I could stop off here because it looks so beautiful, and go and like swim in the sea or sit by the water, have a picnic, just relax for a wee while. But generally when I'm working weekends, I'm always on my way to a gig, so unless I've left really, really early in the morning, generally I pass all these places by. But from time to time, when I see somewhere very nice, I'll remember it, and then the next time I'm going up that way, I will leave extra early to make sure I can actually get to go and spend some time there. And I've done that loads of times. Beautiful sandy beaches on the west coast of Scotland, and loads and loads of places that I cannot remember. So here's another memory for me, coming into Speedbridge. I remember when I had my accident at Glencoe, the owner of the Speedbridge Hotel, which is coming up on the right hand side, he was in hospital at the same time I was, and there was a guy from the Isle of Skye, I think it was, I can't remember their names now, it was a fair while ago. So every time I go through Speedbridge, I always remember this guy from my little trip to hospital. That was quite a challenge. I always remember breaking your ribs has some very strange effects, because apart from the fact that you're in a serious amount of pain, it stops you from walking. And the nurse said to me, all right, you need to get out of your bed and go for a walk. And I was like, right, okay then. So I came to get up, and I couldn't even sit up in bed. I was like, Christ almighty, this is what's going on here. Oh, right, I need to go. Phone call, I'll be back in a minute.